Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 4. We pretty much made it to the northern area of Burwood Province. Now let's go into Derenton Freehold and speak with the rebels there. We've got to do this. We need to learn what we can about what's going on up here. Right, starting off we look around the outside of it because that's how I do things. You notice that some of the rocks in the nearby piles are shaping slightly. Odd. Why do I have the feeling there's some rogues over there? Suddenly, huge reptilian creations wriggle out from under the scree and debris. They were hiding here, waiting for a chance to do some damage. Now that you have discovered them, they have a chance to fight. Oh geez, Kaishaks. Didn't see this coming. Well, this is not good. Ah, jeez. Boy, is he gonna die. And there goes Boyas. Son of a bitch. I think we're probably going to die here, so, yeah. This is not gonna end well. Ow. And down I go. Okay, let's not trigger those. Right, this time we are not going to trigger the horrible pain and death from in there. Eh? I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, there's a body there. An allied Kaishak. If we could drag the Kaishaks back here... Yeah, I can see various shapers around here, and the like. And now around to the north. Well, at least the fort is kind of prepared. Oh, quick trip around. Nyeh. I like being able to do that. And... that... oh, there's a body back there. With a couple coins. Okay, that's something. Right, now let's go into Derenton. You enter Derenton Freehold. This keep is small and cramped. Narrow, muddy paths run between buildings crammed together inside the wooden walls. It is crude and uncomfortable, like most rebel camps. The soldiers, human and creation alike, are kept in tight quarters, poorly fed, and constantly subjected to the cold and wet. But it is also one of the oldest and most important outposts of the rebellion. Most of the movement's leaders are either based here or have visited on occasion. It is also where the human and creation halves of the uprising meet and plan. Everyone here is uncomfortable, but excited and full of purpose. Even in the face of recent defeats, they are all ready to continue the struggle. Right. Fair enough. Now let's look around and find what we can. We do need to find out what's going on. I wonder what that structure is. Ah! Guards. Barracks and dining hall. Okay. The human warriors of Derenton Freehold get the comparatively luxurious quarters. They are cold and damp, but they are indoors and there is a floor. You suspect that the servile warriors take pride in rejecting such comfort. You don't have any problem with serviles, really, but they are clearly uncomfortable around you. They offer you as much drink and conversation as necessary to be polite. Then they suggest you see Latalia. She's in the large southeast building. Latalia. There is a cryo-drake living in this alcove in the barracks. Her presence makes the chambers much colder, which is a source of much complaint among the warm-blooded soldiers. When she sees you, she stands, bares her teeth in something like a smile. She walks up to you. You start to shiver. This amuses her.
Welcome, Two Legs. I am Commander Ossis. I direct the troops here directly. If they do not do what I say, I punish them by making them stand near me.
You're a cryo-drake?
I am. There are a few of my kind out here. Too warm. We stay in the mountains. We breed. We emerge to fight the cursed shapers.
Who shaped you?
That is a very rude question, my kind. We do not like that we are shaped. We tolerate the Lifecrafters still doing it, but barely. One day that will end. We breed and are born like proper living creatures.
Okay, I apologize. Is it uncomfortable for you living here?
No, but I must eat more and absorb essence from time to time. This gives me the power to generate the ice. When I am hungry, I warm up. This makes me ill. I am eager to educate humans and serviles about the ways of my kind, since we must exist together.
Ossis paces around as she speaks with you. Traceries of frost appear on the stone where she steps. When she looks in your direction, you feel the ice of her breath. Cryodrakes don't feel cold. They make cold. Is it difficult to command the forces here?
Yes, there are humans and serviles and creations, both intelligent and not. And the Dracons are arrogant and make pronouncements and give orders they are not authorized to give. But I am a cryodrake. My kind is proud. We will not fail.
Do you have any missions you need done?
There is much that needs doing, much that should be hunted. Now, though, the great problem is the infiltrators. The foul 5 of them must be killed. If it was done, I would reward the victor with the finest treasure in my hoard. You will travel. You may meet them. If you do this task, it will be worthwhile.
Tell me about the infiltrators.
There are 5 of them. The Shapers slipped them into Burwood Province after the fall of Ilya, so that they could distract us and soften our defenses. Shapers are powerful and wily, and they have succeeded. But you are a Lifecrafter. Your power can match theirs.
Where are the infiltrators?
They are spread out. Some to the south, some to the east. Look for places where the rebels are losing control. There you will find infiltrators.
What are the infiltrators' names?
We do not know, but some are Shapers, some are agents, some are guardians. All move fast and have great power. I hate having them so close. The Shapers have sworn to eradicate my kind. We hate them.
That's all for now, thanks. Kill the 5 Shapers. A fair enough thing that they want us to do, and we might end up having to do so. We probably will. Infirmary. There is currently only one being in the infirmary. It is an old servile. Very old. Probably over a century. Shapers designed these beings to be very long-lived, but even by those standards, this one is ancient. Though he has been withered by time, he looks like he was once very strong. There is a blade hanging from his belt, though it doesn't look like it has been used in a long time. When you approach, he looks up at you. He doesn't see very well, and he seems confused. Shaper? Shaper, is that you? It's me, Amina Blade. Did you come to hear the tale again? Are you unwell? I am just old. Terribly old, Shaper. He seems to think that you are someone else. I thought I would be dead, but not yet. I keep living, keep seeing the struggle. Why are you in this camp? Natalia, she is fond of me. She keeps me around, and she thinks I have earned it. Earned it? What do you mean? I have fought the Shapers for so long. Fought the bad Shapers, not like you. She knew I wanted to see the struggle. And if we lose, she knew I wanted to be the one of the first to die. Amina Blade sits slumped in the chair and mumbles to himself. He seems to be saying bits of a story. He often forgets his place and then starts again somewhere else. Did you want to hear the tale, Shaper? You have a tale to tell? Yes, Shaper, but you know that. You know I am the tale-teller. I can tell it to you again. The story of our rebellion, where it came from. The young forget so fast. Tell me the tale, Amina, Elder. Where did you come from? Amina Blade takes a deep breath and then begins to speak. His voice becomes more confident. He has said these words many times. Ah, yes, the tale. Our tale. Your tale. Where the Serviles learned to be free. Where the rebellion began. I was born many years ago on Susia Island. Susia Island? Tell me about it. A small island. After what the Shapers did there, they made everyone forget about it. Some of your kind did mighty experiments there, created the Geneforge, broke your own laws. The island was sealed, forbidden. You left and you abandoned us serviles there to die. He still seems to think you're someone else. What happened to the serviles left there? We mourned the loss of the masters. Most died, and the rest, they had to learn to live, to think for themselves over many years, and they made their own sects with their own beliefs. The Obeyers, full enough to think that the Shapers loved them and should be obeyed, and the Awakened, fool enough to think that the Shapers could possibly deal with them as equals. And my ancestors, the poor, doomed takers who believed that we could only get our freedom by fighting for it. What happened to the takers? The same has happened to all of them. The Shapers, alerted of the power on the island, came back, and started to purge the island, killing us serviles. Because who cares about us after all? That would be the end, except for two Shapers who saw the power on Susia Island and wanted it for themselves. So they smuggled serviles and drakes and secrets off of Susia Island and into the mountains. Who were those Shapers? He pauses for a minute, losing track of the story. Then he remembers where he was. They were called Zachary and Barzal, for what it is worth. Gone now. They were fools. They thought they could command the drakes, and nobody can. They are their own creatures. The two Shapers took their secrets and their creations up into remote mountains. They tried to master the secrets, but they quarreled. Barzal, in his madness, made the first Drakon, a creation capable of shaping. Then they lost control, and the Drakons went farther into the mountains, and they made themselves more and more powerful, shaping with no regard for your laws. And they made Ias, the wisest Drakon of all. And what happened to the serviles during this? The surviving Awakened continued on their doomed course. We Takers worked with and helped the Drakons, and then the Shapers came to the mountains, as we knew they would. The Drakons were killed. Ias died. Most of the Takers died. I escaped. Most didn't. This time the Shapers were thorough in their purging, but not thorough enough. What did they miss? Deep in the Drakon's fortress there was a door. It was concealed and powerfully protected. Behind it was the final creation of Ias. It was Galdring. Then Galdring emerged. He escaped. He roamed the wilds, growing and learning to master his power. He is the greatest of all the creations, and now Galdring's forces have emerged and you Shapers are finally answering for your crimes. Where is Galdring now? He is near here. He is the master of Kesaus. I saw him once when he came to visit this freehold. It was a great honor. He was glorious, and now he works with Latalia to destroy the Shapers. And now the war rages, and we will win. Or not. Either way, one day we will all be forgotten forever. History moves on, and soon death will free me from it. But I remember our Taker ways with fondness. Whenever one of your kind dies, it brings me a little bit of joy. And that is the tale. You keep calling me Shaper. I'm not a Shaper. He looks up at you, confused, then looks down again. You reminded me of... I forget things sometimes. You will have to tolerate it. I wanted to ask. There was a Geneforge there, like the one I used. You know, I am not sure. I do not know if I ever knew, or if I forgot or not. It was powerful, though, with the ability to remake beings, to fill them with amazing power. It was probably far different from the one you used. Very well, Amina Blade. You are old, you have been through much. I hope you are well. And last, I hope you find peace. You've been through much, after all. I find it interesting that there's this door down here. We know Latalia is in the southeast, and that's where we're supposed to go, but we'll go there later. For now, let's take a look. For once, I'm going to go in the opposite direction of usual. Because, hey, we can find more stuff. The servile warriors here are muscular, well-armed, and standoffish. They are cold, wet, muddy, and miserable, and make it a point of honor to never indicate discomfort, even for a moment. Though you are a fellow servile, this person is still very standoffish. The only conversation you can get out of this one is, "Talk to Latalia, not me." And he waves to the southeast. Alright, alright. What is up here? Ooh. I'm guessing, yeah, whips and chains. Yeah, we know what's back there. Oh, a fishing post. It's nice to see that. And, oh, this must be the docks. I'm afraid. Oh, what are you afraid of? Once again, you meet Pole, Greta's indefatigable assistant. He is pacing back and forth, extremely agitated. When he sees you, he runs up to you. "Knifecrafter, Greta was taken. The Drakons, they took her. I don't know what to do. Where should I go?" He continues to go on in this vein for a while before you are able to calm him down. How was she captured? "The Drakons of Kesa Us. She went there. She was going to talk to them, find out what they were planning. She went in. She didn't come out. Please rescue her, Knifecrafter. She saved your life. You owe her." Why weren't you with her? "I had orders. She told me to take messages up here. I did it. It took me a long time to get here, and when I got here, I learned she was taken." How can I rescue her? Pole points to the large building to the southeast. "Talk to Natalia. I know she wants to see you. See her. I'm sure she wants you to rescue Greta. Please." "I'll do what I can to free Greta. We can't just let her be." "Thank you, Lifecrafter. I am glad to see you here. There are so few familiar faces and so many arrogant drakes and Drakons." "How did you get here?" "I walked. It was very hard. Burwood Province was supposed to be safe, but I was running into infiltrators everywhere. I bet you met them too. Shapers!" "What do you know about the infiltrators?" "Not much. Just what I have heard. Commander Ossases is leading the hunt for them. She is a cryodrake. She's in the barracks. Maybe she can tell you more." Greta was taken by the Drakes and Drakons. That's not good. Ooh. Ah, a Drakon. And he makes canisters. Interesting. Very interesting. This is a canister workshop. The intricate and delicate work of constructing the canister shells, filling them with essence, and properly enchanting them takes place here. In Derenton Freehold, the canisters are made by a Drakon. He is very old. His scales are dull and cracked, and his teeth and claws have dulled with age. But his eyesight is still sharp, and he can handle the tools with great dexterity. When you enter, he turns to look at you and chuckles. When he faces in your direction, the room gets much warmer.
Another customer, another to add to my trove. I am a Roy Blaze, crafter shaper.
You notice that a Roy doesn't have the lisp common in Drakes and Drakons. Perhaps this is the result of many years spent around humanoids. You craft the canisters?
I do. I have long been skilled in shaping and in modifying through those techniques those who have already been made or born, like people, like you. I long had disagreements with the rebels. They did not care for me, but in the end they decided it was better to convince me to use my skills to help them. So I let them teach me how to use my power to make canisters.
Can't the canisters have a bad effect on you? Like, say, an uncontrollable temper?
Who cares? The power is the important thing.
You say so. What problem did you have with the rebels?
I do not like taking orders. I am my own creature. I stand alone. I might work with them if convinced, but I am no soldier. Once some takers were so aggravated by this that they tried to have me killed. But I am alive now, and they are dead.
Takers?
An old servile sect. Before the war, different groups of serviles had different ideas about how best to deal with the Shapers. Some wanted to fight. Some wanted to win respect. All of these old struggles are moot now. Now there is war, and all must deal with that reality or perish.
How did they convince you to help them?
They agreed to add to my hoard. Wealth, gold, that is what brings me joy. What better proof of a Drakon's power, his accomplishment, than an enormous, glorious hoard? And if you are to be helped by me, you must add to it too.
Roy Blaze continues to speak with you. As he does, he casually passes a ring of deer steel from one clawed hand to another. Occasionally, he bends it slightly, smoothing out the irregularities. Are there many Drakons here?
There are a few. Drakons and Drakes, too. We Drakons mostly keep to our own kind. Drakes are less discerning.
Drakons don't care for humans and serviles?
We generally dislike humans greatly. There is a real grudge there, since humans tried to exterminate us, you understand, and are still trying. Serviles are fellow creations, so there is a closer bond, but they are still small, weak, and hard to take for long.
I'm standing right here, but... fine. Why do you stay here?
Because this is where I increase the size of my horde.
Okay. What do you think of drakes?
They are like pets or children. Intelligent, occasionally interesting, little versions of us, but they can occasionally overstep their bounds. They can be irritating, insulting. Then they must be punished.
Are you thinking of any drake in particular?
Yes!
When agitated, his lisp returns.
Sarkdos, the treacherous, impudent creature, works in Natalia's warren and thinks he is mighty enough to insult me? Yes, the one who killed Sarkdos would be rewarded. Not that anyone should attack her directly, but she is arrogant, easy to anger, and she will pay for the insults she said to me.
Can I get a canister?
You may purchase one. That is why I let the rebels use my remarkable skills, so that I may add to my horde. I have made 3 powerful canisters, the best kind, those that will create within you a greater command of the shaping arts. You can gain the ability to make a Kaishak or a Rotgroth or a Wingbolt. Only I can make canisters so effective, and I will let you have them for only 3,000 coins each.
That is very expensive, and we don't need any of them. Thanks? No thanks. Do you need more supplies?
I always need more supplies. The more materials, the more canisters. The more canisters, the better. I would have every human and servile use them if I could. Right now, I need more pure steel. If you can find 2 pure steel rings, I would exchange them for completed canisters.
Where should I look for pure steel?
I don't know. Shops, markets around. Your job, not mine.
Well, I have 1 pure steel ring for you. Oroi takes the ring and lifts it up to eye level. It looks quite small when he is holding it. He examines it and nods.
Good. Once melted down and alloyed, I might be able to stretch this to 3 canisters.
He unlocks one of the southern doors. Then he examines the ring, thoroughly distracted.
A canister in there. Take it.
Alright. We'll find another one eventually. Alright, what does this give us?
Charm.
Oh, charm! That is skill of 8. Temporarily controls the mind of a single enemy, much more effective than dominate. Huh, that's an interesting spell. You know, we really should improve our spells. I mean, we can. I should be doing that more.